Hi, this is Susan LaCroix, a demonstrator with Stampin' Up! Welcome to one of my video tutorials. Today we're going to work with the spiral flower die that's in the Occasions catalog that just started. And I've come up with some kind of fun projects to do with this, so let's get started. When you put your cardstock on and die cut it, this is the image you get. So a nice little spiral. And so I have some different pieces here ready to work with. So we'll make a yellow flower. They look like roses to me, so. I have found, the instructions tell you to use a pencil, but I have found using one of these skewers gives you a better start to the flower because you really want the center of it to be pretty tight. And so you're going to start at the small end and just roll. So the tighter you get your roll, the tighter the inside of your flower will be. And you can make different sizes of roses depending on how tightly you roll this. So if you want a real tight, smaller rose, you're going to do it as tight as you possibly can. If you want kind of a looser, more open flower, then you can loosen up your roll. So we're just going to kind of roll this around and around and around. And I think I'll just kind of stop right there with the rolling with the skewer and just continue rolling. And there's some larger ends right along here, and you can use those to secure your flower with some glue dots. So once we kind of get this all kind of around there we go. So that's the flower you're going to get right there, kind of cute. So we can take some glue dots and secure the bottom. And one of the sides. And again, you can do it as tight or as loose as you want. So what do we do with these? Well, one of the things we can do is put them on a box to decorate it. So this one, I hope you can see the cherry cobbler rose okay. I put it on with the hot glue gun, and then I took the dazzling detail and edged it so you can get a little bit of bling on your flower. So that's real pretty. The other thing you can do is we made this tree. I don't know if you can see the full effect of this, but this is just dozens and dozens of white roses, and you'll notice the little rosebuds in there, and I'll show you how to make those in just a minute. This is really, really pretty in person, but I'll tell you, it does take a long time. My husband helped me with this, and between the two of us, we spent like 8 hours on it watching a football game. So there'll be a photo on my blog of this as well. And the other thing that I did was I made this little frame. This part in here was from my digital studio, and it's really a greeting from one of our stamps. Live simply, love generously, care deeply, speak kindly, and leave the rest to God. And then I just took a plain white frame and just glued on with hot glue gun some of these roses as well. So you can use it for home decor for sure. So on both of those projects there was a little rosebud, and so I'll show you how to do that. You go ahead and die cut out your flower. And I'm just going to cut some of this off, and I'm just going to use just that little bit to make it. And this time, again, starting at the small end, just rolling it real tight, and I'm going to keep the whole flower, or all of this cardstock, on the skewer. And you just want to keep rolling it right over each other. Get your rosebud, and then take a glue dot again to secure it. And then you have your little rosebud. Isn't that cute? I love these little guys. Okay, so something else you can do is you can edge your cardstock with some ink to get kind of a two-toned effect. So in this flower, this is Calypso Coral on Very Vanilla. You can also use on Whisper White. I've got some strawberry slush here. And you're going to want to edge both sides, and I won't do this whole piece, but you're going to want to edge both sides of the cardstock because both sides are going to show after you roll it and secure it. I really like the two-toned roses, so you can just imagine how that's going to look when it's all rolled up. So that's another idea. And then I was playing around, and this is a piece of baked brown sugar, and we're going to make a pine cone. And to make the pine cone, you want to start rolling, and again, as tight as you can, because if you remember how pine cones look, they're pretty tight. But you're going to want to move your cardstock down the skewer to get the length of the pine cone. And pine cones are typically a little darker, but I want you to see this when it's done. I've done one in early espresso and it's pretty dark. So of course, because I'm filming this is not going to cooperate. And you could even edge this in a darker brown, or even if you want it snow covered, you can put some white on the ends and make a snow covered pine cone. Alright, so once you kind of get this piece of it done, what I did was I took my skewer and kind of pushed this up through the center. And you have to work with it a little bit to get it to form to the pine cone. But you get the general idea. It's going to give you that little pine cone shape, and then again with either some hot glue or glue dots you can secure it. Sometimes you want to pull up the center with your fingers as well to kind of really get that shape, but you kind of get the idea of playing with it. So here's the early espresso one that I did. A little dark, I don't know if you can see it real well, but there we go, pine cones. So those are just some fun ideas what to do with this spiral flower die. So get cranking, ladies, and have some fun. Happy stamping. Thanks for watching.